6-year-old Manning ended a 15-year career. He decided today that he had an elbow problem that had bothered him all last year. It bothered him in the offseason, and when it reoccurred last week, Archie decided to give it up. He's returning home to New Orleans tomorrow to start life after football.
Archie Manning has been around pro football for a long time. Long enough, Archie has decided. From the Minnesota Vikings training camp in Mankato, Minnesota, comes word that Manning has retired after 14 NFL seasons. The 36-year-old quarterback cites continuing problems with his right elbow. He says he's returning to his New Orleans home to pursue other business interests.
Manning was making news today. The former #1 draft pick of the Saints has retired from football. Manning had served as a backup quarterback in Minnesota the past couple of years, but problems with his right elbow ultimately led to his decision to retire. Manning spent 14 years in the NFL.
At the same time, a little sad, but overall I think it was positive anyway, Charlie. It was the end of a 14-year pro football journey for Archie Manning today. The 36-year-old Manning, bothered by a nagging elbow injury, officially retired yesterday after a talk with Minnesota Vikings coach Bud Grant. When Archie arrived at Moysen Airport this afternoon, wife Olivia and middle son Peyton were on hand to greet him.
I'm glad he's coming home. He's had this elbow problem all through the spring, and he was concerned about it, and apparently it was not getting any better. And to be up there and to be hurt would make for a long season for all of us. So,
Bud Grant and the Vikings were counting on Manning as the backup quarterback to Tommy Kramer this season, but Manning came to his decision rather quickly after a talk with Grant.
You know, I just couldn't sit there and tell him, yeah, he could, because of the elbow trouble. The things I've tried to do to get it well, the shots, the anti-inflammatory type stuff, you know, I just put all that together and just didn't think I could sincerely tell him that he could count on me every Sunday.
Manning was on the final year of a $700,000 a year contract, and the Vikings treated the veteran quarterback with class.
My contract was guaranteed. They could have made me stay up there on injured reserve and do something to say earn it, but they didn't. You know, they gave me the opportunity to retire.
During his 14-year career, 11 of those seasons with the Saints, Manning earned the respect of coaches and players throughout the NFL. Manning's career was a financial success, but Archie never had the good fortune of playing on a winning team.
I don't really feel unfilled. I think if you talk about accomplishments, I'm a little disappointed. I'd say disappointment in that regard, but in the next breath, you know, I know that my effort was there. I know my heart was there to accomplish success, and I'm not scarred in any way mentally because of that lack of winning.
Manning started his career with the Saints in 1971 and upset the Los Angeles Rams in his first game, running for a touchdown on the game's final play. And his last game was special, too.
In my last duty there, I took the Vikings down on a 2-minute drive against the Dolphins to win a preseason game. I got a game ball, which is the first one of those I'd had in quite a while.
Manning fans are plentiful, and they begin in his own home.
still think he's the best quarterback.
It's good to love you like I do, and to feel this way. But I hear you say hello.
Come for former Saints quarterback Archie Manning. As we told you last night, Manning has decided to retire. And today, Manning returned home to his family and friends.
For the first time in 14 years, Archie Manning stepped off the airplane today, not associated with an NFL team. The 6'3", 211-pound QB that calls New Orleans home played most of his professional days in the Crescent City. For Archie Manning, 1980 was his best year as a pro. In that season, he led the NFL in completions with 309. He was also tops in passing with 3,716 yards and saw 6 games that he passed for over 300 yards. A scrambling QB, he was the NFL Player of the Year in '78 and made the Pro Bowl in '78 and '79. The #1 draft pick of the Saints in '71, Manning was the second player taken overall that season. He started the '85 campaign as a member of the Minnesota Vikings, but decided to call it quits.
My role was strictly to be the second guy. It wasn't a matter of being the second or the third, is in some quarterback cases. And so when Bud asked me yesterday, you know, we talked about that role again, defined that, and he said, can I count on you to be there every Sunday? Tommy, gets hurt a lot, or if things aren't going good. I just couldn't sit there and tell him, yeah, he could, because of the elbow trouble.
Archie told a gathering at the airport it was an arm injury that forced him to retire from football. With his wife and son waiting at the airport to greet him, Archie Manning made his decision sound final.
I think I need surgery on my elbow. I'm not sure, as just as a layman, I can't carry on without the surgery. I may or may not have it, so I don't think I could play any more football without it, and I'm not sure I want to play any more football.
Ken Strayhorn, Channel 8.
Gate by a phalanx of cameras, microphones, and notepads. The occasion was his homecoming, not from a victory or a defeat this time, but from a career. Yesterday, Archie retired after 14 years in the NFL. Most of the years were spent on teams with less than 500 records. But through it all, he maintained the class and composure that recently earned him a place on a Sports Illustrated roll call of the nicest guys in the league.
Nice guys finish last. I never really went for that. I think nice guys can finish first.